everyone, welcome to my channel. We are just going to dive right in today. I am using and starting off with the Pure 4-in-1 primer, and I'm using about a dime size, and I'm just applying that to my skin. I had already moisturized beforehand, and then I felt like I needed a little bit more coverage throughout the T-zone, so I just took a little bit of the Morphe Equalizer primer on a damp beauty blender and just applied that there. And then you'll see I'm taking the NARS, my trusty foundation that I love so much, with a damp beauty blender, and I'm just applying that after I have used the foundation brush to spread the product out. The damp beauty blender just helps to pick up any excess product and just makes it look very luminous and avoids any cakiness to the skin. And then right now I am out of concealer, so I used a little bit of the Anastasia Luminous Foundation. It's the only one that was light enough that I had that I could use as concealer because I am pale right now. We are in winter, so yes. I felt like I didn't have enough coverage with just the Anastasia because obviously it's not a concealer, so I had just a pinch of the Studio Fix from MAC concealer that was almost a little dried out because I've had it for so long. So I used a little bit of that after I applied the Anastasia foundation. Now for this look today, I was really inspired by a sunset vibe. I've just been feeling like we need some brightness and sun in this world right now. So during the quarantine, I felt like that was a good place to start with makeup. So you'll see me today, I'm using a couple different palettes, the Anastasia from Alyssa Edwards, and then also a couple of the Morphe Vault palettes. So once I've got all of that blended out, I'm just going in now with the Anastasia setting powder, and again, this is in the shade Vanilla. I love this setting powder. If you guys haven't tried it yet, it is one of my new faves, let me tell you. It's so light, and it just feels like it stays on all day long. So as I'm setting and baking my under eye, the bridge of my nose, my forehead, and my chin, I'm going to go in and do my brows, and I'm using that Anastasia Brow Duo, and this is in the shade Granite, and I'm just using that dual-ended eyebrow brush. It has the spoolie on one side and the angled brush on the other. It's perfect for brows. So I just go in with that darker side of the product and I create the tail of my brow first. And today I am doing a little bit more of a dramatic brow just because my eye makeup is going to be a little more dramatic. So I'm finishing up my tail. I'm just using that spoolie end to blend that product out. You want it to look nice and natural-ish. And once I feel like that's good, I will go in and I almost do this ombre effect where I will take the angled brush part and I will start by just flicking the hairs individually, flicking the product to make it look like hairs individually. And as I'm going, I start a little farther over towards the end of my brow, a little farther over, and it just creates that ombre effect where you don't have too blocky of an eyebrow. I'm sure you guys seen my cute little pup in the beginning of my video. She's my 12-year-old Pomeranian Tiara, and I'm sure you guys will see her again in the videos. So you can see I'm just taking that product and making it very light towards the inner corners. And then I took a little bit of the Studio Fix MAC concealer with a clean angled brush, and I just cleaned up underneath and really made that shape pop with my eyebrows. Now let me know, you guys, if you want me to do a video tutorial on how I do my brows and break that down a little bit more in detail. Just comment below. And I'm using that flat detail brush to do the same thing to the top of my brows. And once I feel good about those, I'll go in and use a little bit of black brow gel or black mascara just to set those hairs, because those can get wild during the day. Wiping all that excess powder off of my face that had been baking, so that's all nice and set. And then I'm going to prep my eyelid with the Stay Naked Too Faced Concealer. This has been one of my favorites for the eyelid. I got this shade a little too dark for my under eye concealer, so I've just been using it for my lids, and I really like it. It's nice and smooth, it stays on, and it also allows for a really smooth eyeshadow application. So again, after I've put the concealer on my eyelids, I go in with a blending brush from the Morphe Jaclyn Hill collection, and I set those with the Anastasia powder. Alright, my loves, we are now getting to the fun stuff for this eye look today. Again, I was really inspired by a sunset vibe. My first shade I go in with is Access, and I'm just taking a big fluffy blending brush and just going in using those back and forth motions and doing slight little circles to kind of blend up towards the eyebrow bone. And we just want to pull that color almost all the way up to our eyebrow and just smoke that out a little bit. And then I next go in with the shade Secure, and I use a little bit of a smaller brush for this one. I want to keep that product a little bit tighter, taking what is left on my brush and just pulling that down to the rest of my lid. Next, I go in with the color Bomb A. I am obsessed with this color. It's got just a little bit of a shimmer to it, and it's that beautiful coral orange color. So I'm just taking my small defining brush and I'm almost going completely out to the end and corner of my eye, and then going about halfway over my eyelid to create a nice soft cat eye look. And then the yellow, oh my gosh, this color is kind of what inspired the entire look. This is from the Anastasia Alyssa Edwards palette, and this is the shade Brick Road, and I'm obsessed with this yellow color. It is so pigmented, so smooth, and it just blended really nice. So I took that and I used that on my inner corner to give that a pop, and brought that over the rest of that corally color and just blended that out. And then I went back in with Inspire from the Alyssa palette as well, and just took a flat brush with a little bit of setting spray and created a pop right at the corner of my lid. So I blended that over about halfway or so, and then I'm going to go in after that and use a transition shade to kind of help that ombre effect. So you can see just with putting the setting spray on my flat brush, it really gives that gold shimmer a nice pop. I mixed in from the Alyssa palette the Supreme and the Ho shade, and just went in and kind of dabbed and lightly tapped the product right over those two colors. You can see I just dabbed a little bit of each of those. Lightly touching the skin, going back and forth and blending those two colors together. Something about this purple is amazing. This is the color Believe, and I took the brush that actually comes with the Alyssa palette and I smoked out that lower lash line almost towards the end to my inner corner, but I stopped and used a little bit of a smaller defining brush from the Morphe section and went back to that Bomb A color Just blended that out and you can see it looked stunning. It created that sunset feel. Alright, now for the contour. I have not been contouring with a liquid bronzer. I typically do that, but my face has just been acting weird and I feel like towards the end of the day it is way too oily and starts out super dry. So I'm using some powdered bronzer today and using a big foundation brush from Morphe and just blending that all out. And then I take a small defining brush and I go in with some more bronzer and of course have to do the nose. And then one of my favorite parts, I go in with a damp beauty blender and I use that straight side to just cut out of those cheekbones. And the bridge of my nose I like to set and bake. This is the 9B palette from Morphe, and I use that nice pinky shade for the rounds of my cheeks. Blend everything out. And then I'm gonna pop on some lashes. Yes, girl. You'll probably never see me use another highlighter MAC palette. I'm obsessed. I love this palette. Just getting the bridge of my nose, that little cupid's bow on the top of your lip, and those cheekbones, of course. Using a liquid mauve lip, my dewy setting spray from Anastasia. And that is it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe, like my videos, comment if there's anything you're wanting to see. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys all have a great day.